There exists a rare and remarkable individual, a person who effortlessly distinguishes themselves without any need for overt attempts at standing out. They navigate the complexities of life with an aura of quiet strength, possessing an unshakable presence that commands respect and attention. These extraordinary individuals seem to carry within them something truly special, an invisible yet formidable armor that acts as a shield, protecting them from the chaos, the relentless criticism, and the multitude of distractions that so easily overwhelm the vast majority of people. It is crucial to understand that this exceptional quality is not a result of their lives being inherently easier, nor is it due to any natural or innate gifts that they possess. Rather, it is because they have diligently and consciously mastered a set of fundamental principles that grant them unparalleled clarity of mind, unwavering resilience in the face of adversity, and immense inner power in a world that is often characterized by its overwhelming noise and constant demands. Most people, unfortunately, live their lives caught in an endless and turbulent storm of conflicting opinions, societal expectations, and constant, often unreasonable demands placed upon them. They find themselves perpetually chasing after the elusive and often fleeting approval of others, reacting impulsively and emotionally to the numerous challenges that life inevitably throws their way, and allowing the incessant noise of the external world to dictate their actions, their choices, and ultimately, the very course of their lives. Over time, this relentless pursuit and constant reactivity wears them down, leaving them feeling utterly exhausted, deeply unfulfilled, and often profoundly unsure of who they truly are, what their purpose is, and what they truly desire from life. But it is essential to recognize that there is another way to live, a different path to take, a way of being that allows you to take back control of your life, to reclaim your agency, and to lead your life with unwavering purpose, unwavering intention, and a profound sense of direction, rather than being passively swept along by the ever-changing and often unpredictable currents of life circumstances. Think for a moment about someone you know personally, someone who never seems rattled or disturbed, even when confronted with the most challenging and chaotic situations. Perhaps it's a colleague at work who always manages to remain calm, composed and collected, even under immense pressure, or a close friend who possesses the remarkable ability to listen intently and attentively, without feeling the need to interrupt or rush to speak their own mind. These are the kinds of people who don't feel the need to loudly announce their strengths or boast about their accomplishments. Instead, they let their actions speak volumes, demonstrating their capabilities and their character through their behavior. They possess a deep understanding of how to stay grounded, no matter what the circumstances may be, and their quiet, unwavering confidence naturally draws others in, inspiring trust and respect. What truly sets them apart from the rest of the world isn't luck, chance, or some innate talent that they were born with. Rather, it's the way they consciously choose to approach life, the mindset they cultivate, and the principles they adhere to. They have made a deliberate choice to prioritize mastery over distraction, to cultivate focus over impulsivity, and to consistently choose growth and self-improvement over the false comfort of complacency. Take a moment to truly reflect on how often your energy is pulled in countless different directions, scattered and dissipated by the numerous demands and distractions of modern life. It might be a stressful email that instantly triggers anxiety, a heated argument that leaves you feeling drained, or a harsh criticism from someone whose opinion you don't even particularly value. All of these seemingly small moments, these seemingly insignificant interactions, chip away at your focus, erode your peace of mind, and diminish your overall well-being. Now, imagine for a moment the profound sense of empowerment and liberation you would feel if you could reclaim that precious energy, redirecting it toward building something truly meaningful and significant for yourself, something that aligns with your deepest values and aspirations. When you learn to stop reacting emotionally and impulsively to every little thing that comes your way, you begin to respond thoughtfully and intentionally only to what truly matters in the grand scheme of your life. This seemingly simple yet incredibly powerful shift in perspective and approach can change everything, transforming your life in ways you might not have thought possible. There's a story that beautifully illustrates this transformative journey, the story of a man named Daniel, who found himself caught in a seemingly endless cycle of frustration and dissatisfaction. His life, by most objective measures, wasn't bad. However, it wasn't truly fulfilling either. He worked diligently and tirelessly at his job, but the constant office politics and the never-ending stream of feedback from his boss left him feeling drained, demoralized, and deeply uninspired. His relationships with others were generally fine, but they lacked genuine depth and meaningful connection. He often found himself reacting emotionally to various situations, replaying arguments and disagreements in his head long after they were over, unable to let go of the negativity. Daniel felt stuck, trapped in a life that seemed to be happening to him, rather than one that he could actively shape and control. One day, after a particularly tough and demoralizing meeting where his boss heavily criticized his ability to handle stress, Daniel experienced a profound realization that something had to change in his life. He was tired of feeling like a victim of his circumstances, tired of feeling powerless in the face of life's challenges. That night, he came across a piece of advice, a simple yet powerful phrase that resonated deeply within him. You can't control what happens to you, but you can control how you respond. Those words stayed with him, echoing in his mind, and for the first time, he began to truly see how much of his precious energy was being wasted on things that were simply outside of his control. Daniel decided to take a drastically different approach to life. Instead of reacting impulsively and emotionally to every situation, he made a conscious effort to practice stepping back, taking a deep breath, and pausing before responding. When someone upset him or said something hurtful, he asked himself whether it was truly worth his attention and energy. He started listening more attentively and speaking less frequently, which helped him to notice things he had previously overlooked. Subtle patterns in conversations, unspoken dynamics in meetings, and valuable opportunities for growth that had been right in front of him all along. He also began to cultivate moments of solitude, using them not as a means of escape from the world, but rather as a valuable opportunity to reflect on his experiences and realign himself with what he valued most deeply in life. Over time, these seemingly small shifts and conscious changes brought about a profound and transformative transformation in Daniel's life. At work, he became a steady and reliable presence, someone who remained calm and composed, even in the most stressful and demanding situations. His colleagues started looking to him for guidance and support, and even his boss began to praise his composure and his ability to handle pressure with grace. In his personal life, he stopped seeking validation and approval from others, and instead, he started trusting himself and his own judgment. His relationships with others deepened significantly as he learned to listen without judgment, to express himself without fear, and to connect with others on a more authentic and meaningful level. What once felt like a treadmill, a constant struggle of running hard but going nowhere, now felt like a purposeful path forward, a journey filled with meaning, direction, and a profound sense of fulfillment. The most striking and remarkable thing about Daniel's journey wasn't how much his external life changed, but rather how much his inner world transformed. He came to realize that true strength doesn't come from controlling everything and everyone around you. Instead, it comes from mastering yourself, cultivating inner peace, and aligning your actions with your values. By letting go of the constant need to prove himself, to win every argument, or to seek external validation, he gained a calm and unwavering confidence that no one could shake. He stopped chasing recognition and approval from others, and instead, he found genuine fulfillment in the process of becoming a better version of himself each and every day. This isn't just Daniel's story. It's a story that reflects the struggles and the immense potential that lies within so many people. Life constantly throws challenges our way, and it's easy to feel overwhelmed, defeated, or discouraged. But what truly separates those who rise above adversity from those who remain stuck isn't their circumstances or the challenges they face. Rather, it's their mindset, their approach to life, and their ability to cultivate inner strength. The ability to stay focused amidst chaos, to let go of what doesn't serve you, and to act with intention is available to anyone who is willing to make the effort and commit to personal growth. The most powerful and transformative transformations don't come from dramatic changes or sweeping resolutions. Instead, they come from small, consistent actions taken day after day that align with the person you aspire to become. Choosing to remain silent instead of engaging in an argument, taking a moment of solitude to think before reacting, keeping your goals and aspirations private instead of broadcasting them to the world. These are the seemingly small steps that, over time, build resilience, cultivate focus, and unlock inner power. Over time, these small actions accumulate and compound, adding up to something extraordinary, something truly transformative. Imagine for a moment how much more peace and clarity you would feel if you stopped allowing the opinions of others to dictate your choices and influence your decisions. Consider the immense strength and inner power you would gain if you learned to pause before reacting, channeling your energy into what truly matters to you, rather than being swayed by external distractions. These aren't abstract ideas or theoretical concepts. They are practical and actionable practices that have the potential to shape your life in profound and transformative ways you never thought possible. As you reflect on this, think carefully about where your energy is currently going. Are you spending it on things that bring you closer to your best self, to the person you aspire to be, or are you letting it slip away on distractions, negativity, and things that ultimately don't matter? The answer to that crucial question holds the key to your next step on your journey of self-mastery. Reclaiming your power, taking back control of your life, starts with a single conscious decision. A decision to prioritize growth over comfort, to choose focus over chaos, and to cultivate strength over weakness. This journey isn't about achieving perfection, it's about making consistent progress, showing up for yourself every day, and making conscious choices that align with the person you want to become. Each step you take, no matter how small, builds momentum, and before long, you'll find yourself standing stronger, calmer, and more confident than you ever thought possible. The world is full of noise, distractions, and negativity, but you don't have to let it drown you out. By choosing to master yourself, to cultivate inner strength, you rise above the chaos and unlock a level of power that few ever tap into. It's not about being better than anyone else. It's about being the best version of yourself. And when you do that, everything else in your life begins to fall into place. The beauty of true transformation lies in its subtlety. As we navigate the intricate layers of self-mastery, one key skill amplifies and enhances all others: silence. While reclaiming focus and inner strength requires intentionality and discipline, silence is the fertile ground where clarity, power, and resilience take root and grow. It's not just about what we choose to do, it's equally about what we consciously choose not to do. Words, often rushed, impulsive, and unnecessary, can dilute our energy and scatter our focus, while silence effectively channels it, concentrating our inner power. When silence is mastered and practiced, it sharpens our awareness of the world around us, strengthens our relationships with others, and allows us to stand firmly and confidently within ourselves, grounded in our own truth. Let's delve deeper into how this quiet force has the potential to reshape every dimension of your life. Silence, first and foremost, transforms how you engage with the world in every interaction and relationship. Silence provides the space and opportunity to observe and truly understand. Most people are consumed by the constant need to respond, to assert their opinions, to fill every silence, to feel the need to fill the gaps in conversation. But those who practice and embrace silence hold a distinct advantage. They see and understand what others miss. This isn't passivity or indifference, it's active presence and engagement. Through silence, you notice the specific words people choose, their tone of voice, their subtle body language, and the unspoken messages that often hide between the lines of what is being said. These seemingly small details reveal truths, intentions, and emotions that louder, more dominant voices often overlook. Choosing silence isn't about surrendering your voice or suppressing your thoughts. It's about using it purposefully and strategically. A well-timed and thoughtful response carries far more weight, impact, and influence than a barrage of unnecessary or impulsive words. This is precisely why silence can be such a strategic advantage in professional spaces, in meetings, and in negotiations. Meetings and discussions often devolve into verbal competition, where the loudest voices seem to dominate and control the narrative. Yet, the one who speaks last, or speaks least, is often perceived as the most thoughtful, composed, and in control. Leaders who embrace the power of silence command respect, not because they withhold their input or suppress their knowledge, but because they offer it sparingly, intentionally, and with careful consideration. In personal relationships, silence builds trust, deepens connection, and fosters understanding. Listening without interruption signals respect, genuine interest, and active engagement. People feel valued, appreciated, and understood when they are given the space to express themselves freely, without fear of judgment, interruption, or competition for attention. In a world obsessed with being heard, silence becomes a rare and precious gift, an act of generosity that invites others to share more openly, honestly, and authentically. This openness and vulnerability deepens connections in profound and meaningful ways that casual conversation never could. It's a rare and invaluable quality in a world obsessed with being heard, and it sets you apart as someone who truly understands the art of presence and connection. Beyond its external benefits in interactions with others, silence also fortifies and strengthens your internal world. It creates the mental space needed to process emotions, reflect on experiences, and gain clarity about your direction, your purpose, and your values. Without silence, the incessant noise of daily life drowns out the quiet, subtle voice of intuition, the inner wisdom that guides us. But in stillness, insights emerge, profound truths are revealed, and you begin to discern what's truly important and meaningful from what's simply urgent or fleeting. Silence doesn't just provide answers, it reshapes the very questions you ask yourself, leading to deeper self-understanding and greater clarity of purpose. This inner clarity translates into resilience, strength, and emotional stability. Challenges and criticisms lose their sting and impact when met with quiet composure and inner peace. By pausing before reacting, you give yourself the valuable gift of time. Time to evaluate, time to breathe, time to respond with intention rather than impulse. This practice protects your peace of mind and ensures that your actions are aligned with your values, your goals, and your deepest aspirations. Over time, it becomes a natural and instinctive response, one that effectively shields you from unnecessary conflict, emotional turbulence, and the negative impact of external distractions. Silence also fosters creativity, innovation, and inspiration. In moments of quiet reflection, your mind has the space and freedom to explore new ideas and possibilities. Many of history's greatest breakthroughs, the most profound insights, and the most revolutionary ideas were born in solitude, not in crowded rooms or bustling environments. Silence invites inspiration to surface, allowing you to connect seemingly disparate dots that would otherwise remain scattered and unconnected. It turns stillness into a source of innovation, progress, and profound understanding, proving that some of the most meaningful and impactful work happens in the quiet, in the moments of stillness. At its core, silence is a profound form of self-respect. It communicates, both to yourself and to others, that you don't feel the need to prove yourself through constant explanation, validation, or attention-seeking behavior. This quiet confidence is magnetic and captivating. People are naturally drawn to those who are comfortable in their own stillness, who don't need to dominate conversations or seek attention to feel significant or valuable. Silence signals inner strength, a strength that comes from knowing who you are, what you stand for, and what your purpose is. But perhaps the most transformative aspect of silence is its remarkable ability to uncover truth. When you refrain from speaking, others often reveal more than they intend to. Silence creates a vacuum that compels others to fill it, offering valuable insights, information, and emotions that would likely remain hidden if you rush to respond or interrupt. This is especially valuable in moments of tension, uncertainty, or disagreement, where understanding the full picture, the underlying motivations, and the unspoken emotions can make all the difference in achieving a positive outcome. Practicing silence requires discipline, patience, and self-awareness. It's easy to fill every pause with words, to mistake stillness for passivity, or to feel the urge to interject. But those who master silence understand its profound power and potential. They know that the pauses between words often say far more than the words themselves. They see silence not as a void, but as a canvas, a space where meaning takes shape, where understanding deepens, and where true connection is forged. As we continue to explore the transformative principles of self-mastery, silence stands as a fundamental cornerstone. It strengthens focus, deepens relationships, builds resilience, and sets the stage for further growth and self-discovery. Silence creates a foundation of inner strength, but solitude is where that strength takes root, grows, and flourishes. While silence hones your ability to observe, listen, and understand the world around you, solitude invites you to turn inward, allowing you to examine, understand, and align your life with what truly matters to you. It's not about isolation or withdrawing from the world. It's about stepping back, creating space, and allowing yourself the time and opportunity to hear your own voice amidst the noise and distractions of life. Solitude holds a unique and irreplaceable kind of power that simply cannot be found in the presence of others. In those quiet moments of stillness, clarity emerges. The distractions, judgments, and external pressures that often cloud your thoughts begin to fall away, leaving space for deeper self-understanding, profound insights, and a clearer perspective. You start to see your priorities, your values, and your path forward with a renewed sense of purpose, direction, and intention. When you're constantly surrounded by people or consumed by external demands, it's easy to lose sight of who you truly are, what you truly want, and what your authentic purpose is. Solitude restores that vital connection with yourself, grounding you in your own truth, your own values, and your own unique path. The world often glorifies constant activity, relentless productivity, and endless engagement. But true progress, meaningful growth, and lasting fulfillment come from moments of reflection, introspection, and solitude. Solitude offers you the invaluable chance to pause, to assess where you are in your life, and to evaluate where you're headed. It's in this space that you can truly and honestly evaluate whether your actions are aligned with your intentions, whether your goals are aligned with your values, and whether you are living a life that is true to yourself. Many people spend their lives moving quickly, rushing from one task to the next, yet they rarely take the time to ask themselves whether they're moving in the right direction, whether they are on the right path, or whether they are living a life that is truly meaningful and fulfilling. Solitude forces you to slow down, to recalibrate, and to ensure that your energy, your time, and your efforts are being spent on what truly matters to you. When you allow yourself the gift of time alone, you create an environment where growth thrives, where creativity flourishes, and where self-discovery is possible. It's not just about thinking, it's about learning to sit with yourself, without distraction, without judgment, and without the constant need for stimulation. This practice can be uncomfortable at first, especially in a world that encourages constant stimulation and instant gratification. But as you grow accustomed to solitude, you begin to uncover profound insights, valuable information, and deep truths that would otherwise remain buried beneath the noise and distractions of daily life. You gain a deeper and more profound understanding of your strengths, your weaknesses, your motivations, and your deepest desires. This self-awareness, this inner knowledge, is the cornerstone of personal power, the foundation upon which you can build a life of purpose, meaning, and fulfillment. Solitude also strengthens your ability to handle challenges, to navigate adversity, and to overcome obstacles. Life is inevitably filled with moments that test your resilience, and the ability to face those moments alone, to rely on your own inner strength, builds a confidence and self-reliance that nothing else can provide. When you rely too heavily on external validation, external support, or the approval of others, you risk becoming dependent on them to navigate difficulties. Solitude teaches you to trust yourself, to find solutions within yourself, rather than constantly seeking them outside of yourself. This inner autonomy, this self-reliance, not only strengthens your resolve and resilience, but also frees you from the fear of being alone, the fear of being unable to cope with life's challenges. Another profound benefit of solitude is its remarkable ability to foster creativity. Some of the world's most revolutionary ideas, the most innovative solutions, and the most groundbreaking discoveries were born during moments of quiet introspection, not in crowded rooms or bustling environments. Without the distractions of constant interaction, external stimulation, and the opinions of others, your mind is free to explore, to connect ideas in new and innovative ways, and to imagine possibilities that might seem unreachable in the chaos and noise of daily life. Solitude doesn't just give you time to think, it gives you the space to dream, to envision, and to create. Spending time alone also enhances your emotional well-being. In solitude, you can process emotions without the pressure of external judgment or the need to perform. You can confront feelings that might be too complex, too vulnerable, or too difficult to address in the presence of others. This emotional clarity, this ability to understand and process your emotions, allows you to move forward with a lighter heart, a clearer mind, and a greater sense of peace. Instead of carrying unresolved emotions, you learn to release them, creating space for joy, peace, and growth. Solitude can also transform your relationships with others. When you take the time to understand yourself, to connect with your own values, and to cultivate inner peace, you approach others with greater empathy, greater intention, and greater authenticity. You become more present in your interactions because you're no longer distracted by unresolved internal conflicts, insecurities, or the need for external validation. People are naturally drawn to those who exude calm, self-assurance, and inner peace, qualities that are cultivated and nurtured in moments of solitude. The stronger your relationship with yourself, the stronger, more meaningful, and more fulfilling your connections with others become. There's a common misconception that solitude means loneliness, but the two couldn't be more different. Loneliness is the absence of connection, a feeling of isolation and disconnection, while solitude is a deliberate and conscious choice to connect with yourself, to nurture your inner world, and to cultivate self-discovery. In solitude, you're not running away from people. You're running toward clarity, self-understanding, and inner peace. It's an act of self-care, a way to recharge, reflect, and realign before re-engaging with the world. This balance between solitude and connection creates a life that feels whole, balanced, and deeply fulfilling. In the modern world, carving out time for solitude can often feel like a luxury, a privilege, or an impossibility. But it's actually a necessity for true fulfillment, for meaningful growth, and for a life well lived. Even a few moments of intentional alone time each day can have a profound and transformative impact on your well-being. Use this time not to escape from life, but to explore your inner world, to dive into the thoughts, ideas, and questions that often go unexamined in the busyness of daily life. Journaling, meditating, or simply sitting in quiet contemplation can all be powerful practices that allow you to reconnect with your purpose, align your actions with your values, and cultivate inner peace. The power of solitude extends to decision-making as well. When you're constantly surrounded by input from others, it's easy to lose sight of your own voice, your own intuition, and your own judgment. Solitude gives you the space to think deeply and independently, free from the influence of external opinions, biases, and pressures. Decisions made in solitude are often clearer, more aligned with your long-term goals, and more authentic, because they come from a place of self-awareness, inner wisdom, and genuine understanding. In solitude, you also learn to appreciate the simplicity of life. Without the distractions of noise, constant activity, and external stimulation, you begin to notice the beauty in the small moments, the subtle joys, and the simple pleasures that often go unnoticed in the chaos of daily life. A sunrise, the sound of the wind rustling through the trees, the rhythm of your own breath. This mindfulness, this ability to appreciate the present moment, creates a sense of gratitude, contentment, and inner peace that enriches every aspect of your life. Solitude teaches you that joy, true fulfillment, and lasting happiness don't come from constant activity, relentless achievement, or the pursuit of external validation. They come from being, from presence, from appreciating the simple beauty of each moment. Over time, the practice of solitude becomes a source of inner strength, a wellspring of wisdom, and a powerful tool that you carry with you throughout your life. It's not just about the moments you spend alone. It's about the clarity, the focus, and the intention you bring back into your daily life, into your interactions with others, and into your pursuit of your goals. You become less reactive, more intentional, and more deeply connected to your values, your purpose, and your authentic self. This inner power radiates outward, influencing the way you interact with the world, the way you approach challenges, and the way the world responds to you. Solitude is where your inner strength is cultivated, where your creativity is unleashed, and where your purpose is clarified. It's not about escaping life, it's about preparing yourself to engage with it fully, authentically, and intentionally. When you embrace solitude, you equip yourself with the tools, the wisdom, and the inner resources to navigate challenges, to connect authentically with others, and to live a life that feels true to who you are, to your values, and to your deepest aspirations. Carry this strength forward as we explore how protecting your dreams can create a focused and unstoppable force within you. Solitude sharpens your inner clarity, giving you the space and opportunity to understand your values, connect with your purpose, and align your actions with your true intentions. But clarity alone isn't enough. Once you've identified your goals, your dreams, and your ambitions, the next critical step in your journey of self-mastery is to protect them fiercely. In a world full of opinions, distractions, and unsolicited advice, your dreams can easily become diluted, distorted, or even derailed if you're not intentional and proactive about guarding them. The strength you've cultivated in solitude becomes your shield, your armor, as you embark on this next phase of mastery. There's a unique and often overlooked kind of power in keeping your plans, your goals, and your aspirations to yourself. The moment you share your dreams with others, they become vulnerable to external influences, judgments, and potential negativity. Feedback, while sometimes helpful and valuable, can also sow seeds of doubt, create confusion, or even unintentionally steer you away from your chosen path. Even well-meaning advice, offered with the best of intentions, can unintentionally undermine your confidence or subtly alter your vision. By keeping your dreams private, you maintain complete control over them, allowing them to grow organically, without interference, and without the potential for external negativity to diminish your passion or dilute your vision. This doesn't mean isolating yourself entirely or refusing collaboration. It means being selective, discerning, and intentional about who you choose to trust with your most cherished aspirations. When you guard your plans, you also protect your precious energy. Sharing your goals, your dreams, and your ambitions can create an expectation to explain them, to justify them, or to defend them, which inevitably drains your focus and diverts your energy away from actually working towards them. Instead of directing your efforts toward progress, you might find yourself constantly defending your choices, trying to convince others of your vision, or dealing with unnecessary criticism. This energy could be far better spent on taking action, on making progress, and on building the life you desire. Silence around your plans isn't about secrecy for its own sake. It's about conserving the valuable energy you need to bring them to life, to nurture them, and to see them through to completion. Protecting your dreams also helps you avoid the trap of premature gratification. Research has shown that publicly announcing a goal, sharing your ambitions, or talking about your plans can trick your brain into feeling as though you've already accomplished it. This false sense of achievement, this illusion of progress, can significantly lower your motivation, making it much harder to follow through and actually achieve your goals. By keeping your plans private, you maintain the hunger, the drive, and the motivation needed to see them through, to put in the necessary effort, and to overcome the inevitable challenges. The satisfaction of actually achieving your goal becomes even sweeter, more meaningful, and more profound because it's grounded in real progress, in tangible results, not just the fleeting approval or applause of others. Privacy around your goals allows you to navigate setbacks with greater ease, resilience, and inner strength. When your plans are public, every obstacle, every delay, and every setback can feel magnified, amplified, and more difficult to bear. The pressure to live up to others' expectations, to avoid public failure, can add unnecessary stress, anxiety, and pressure, making it much harder to recover, learn from your mistakes, and refocus on your path. But when your goals are private, setbacks become personal lessons, opportunities for growth, rather than public failures to be judged and criticized. This perspective creates resilience, allowing you to adapt, persevere, and bounce back from adversity without the added weight of external judgment or the fear of letting others down. Another benefit of guarding your plans is the ability to avoid unnecessary comparisons. Sharing your goals can invite comparisons to others who may be on a similar path, who may have similar aspirations, or who may be pursuing similar dreams. These comparisons can be discouraging, especially if you perceive others as more successful, more advanced, or further ahead in their journey. Keeping your dreams to yourself allows you to focus on your own unique journey, your own pace, and your own progress, without the distraction of constantly measuring yourself against someone else's achievements. Your path is unique, your journey is your own, and privacy helps you honor that individuality, that uniqueness, and that personal growth. Guarding your plans doesn't mean operating in complete isolation or refusing collaboration altogether. It means choosing your confidants carefully, being selective about who you trust with your vision, and being intentional about who you share your aspirations with. Share your goals only with those who genuinely support you, those who truly understand your vision, and those who respect your process even if they don't fully understand it. These trusted allies can provide valuable encouragement, constructive feedback, and accountability without undermining your confidence, diluting your vision, or diverting you from your chosen path. This selective sharing creates a supportive environment while still protecting the integrity, the focus, and the direction of your dreams. The act of guarding your plans also cultivates discipline, self-control, and inner strength. Resisting the urge to share your ambitions, to talk about your plans, or to seek external validation requires self-control and restraint. But this restraint strengthens your focus, sharpens your determination, and builds your inner resolve. When you're not seeking external validation, you're forced to rely on your internal drive, your own motivation, and your own belief in yourself. This shift creates a deeper connection to your goals, making them feel more personal, more meaningful, and more valuable. You're no longer working primarily for the approval of others. You're working because the dream itself, the goal itself, is worth pursuing, regardless of what anyone else thinks. Privacy also allows your goals to evolve organically. Sharing plans too early can lock you into a specific vision, even when circumstances change, new insights emerge, or a better direction presents itself. When your goals are private, you have the freedom to refine them, to adjust them, and to modify them without external pressure, without the fear of criticism, and without the need to explain yourself to others. This flexibility ensures that your dreams remain aligned with your values, your evolving understanding, and your personal growth. There's also a psychological advantage to guarding your plans. Keeping them private creates an element of surprise, a sense of anticipation, and a greater impact. When you reveal your achievements only after they're realized, the impact is more significant, more impressive, and more meaningful. This approach not only earns greater respect, but also protects you from the distractions, the negativity, and the potential setbacks that can come with premature recognition. It shifts the focus away from talking about your goals and toward taking action to achieve them, which is where true progress lies. Guarding your plans fosters a sense of accountability. When your dreams are private, you're accountable only to yourself. This self-reliance builds character, strengthens your commitment, and deepens your sense of responsibility. You're not chasing your goals to impress anyone else. You're doing it because they matter to you, because they are aligned with your values, and because you are driven by a deep sense of purpose. This intrinsic motivation, this inner drive, is far more sustainable, more powerful, and more resilient than external validation, which can be fleeting, unreliable, and unpredictable. The practice of guarding your plans also aligns perfectly with a core Stoic principle, focusing on what's within your control. You can't control how others will respond to your dreams, but you can control how you nurture them, how you protect them, and how you pursue them. By keeping your goals private, you take ownership of them, ensuring that they remain grounded in your values, in your purpose, and in your own vision, rather than being shaped, influenced, or diluted by external influences. Guarding your plans doesn't mean rejecting feedback altogether. It means seeking it intentionally, strategically, and selectively. Feedback from trusted sources, from mentors, or from those who genuinely support you can be invaluable, but it's most effective and beneficial when it's sought out rather than unsolicited or imposed. This approach ensures that the feedback you receive aligns with your vision, comes from people who genuinely understand and support your goals, and contributes to your progress, rather than hindering it. Keeping your goals private also allows you to focus on the process, rather than solely on the outcome. When your plans are public, the pressure to achieve, the fear of failure, and the desire for recognition can overshadow the joy of working toward them, the satisfaction of making progress, and the intrinsic rewards of the journey itself. Privacy shifts the emphasis back to the journey, allowing you to fully engage with each step, to appreciate the process, and to find fulfillment in the effort itself. This focus on the process not only enhances your experience, but also significantly increases the likelihood of success as you are more present, more engaged, and more committed to the work itself. Guarding your plans cultivates a profound sense of independence. It reminds you that your dreams are your own, not something to be outsourced, handed over to others for approval, or dependent on external validation. This independence empowers you to take risks, to dream boldly, and to pursue your goals with unwavering confidence. It's a quiet strength that radiates outward, inspiring others to protect and pursue their own dreams with courage, conviction, and a deep sense of purpose. As you move forward on your journey, remember that the true strength of your dreams lies in how well you protect them, how diligently you nurture them, and how consistently you pursue them. Guarding your plans is not about secrecy, it's about intention, about focus, and about preserving the integrity of your vision. It's about creating the space, the environment, and the conditions for your dreams to grow, to flourish, and to become a reality, free from the noise, the distractions, and the negativity of the outside world. Carry this principle with you as we explore the next layer of mastery, letting your actions, not your words, speak for your success. Guarding your plans provides the privacy, the focus, and the space needed to nurture your dreams, allowing them to grow, develop, and flourish without interference. But what happens when those dreams start to materialize, when you begin to achieve your goals, and when success begins to come your way? The way you handle success, the way you respond to achievement, and the way you share your accomplishments can define not only how others perceive you, but also how grounded you remain in your journey, how true you stay to your values, and how sustainable your success will be. Letting your actions speak louder than words is not just a virtue, a matter of principle, or a matter of character. It's also a powerful strategy for sustaining your growth, maintaining balance in your life, and fostering deeper, more meaningful, and more authentic connections with those around you. True success is quiet, understated, and authentic. It doesn't need to announce itself loudly, seek attention, or demand recognition. It radiates through actions, through outcomes, and through the positive impact you create on the world and on the lives of others. The moment success becomes about showing off, seeking approval, or trying to impress others, it loses its authenticity, its integrity, and its true value. This is where humility plays a crucial role. When you allow your actions to speak for themselves, you not only maintain your emotional balance, but also create an unshakable foundation for long-term fulfillment, lasting happiness, and genuine success. Humility in success begins with a deep understanding that the results you achieve are not solely a reflection of your abilities or your efforts. Many factors contribute to success. Hard work, yes, but also timing, collaboration, support from others, and even circumstances that are often outside of your control. Acknowledging this prevents you from falling into the trap of arrogance, of believing that you are solely responsible for your achievements. It keeps you grounded, reminding you to remain grateful for the opportunities, the support, and the circumstances that helped you along the way. Gratitude transforms success from something you flaunt, something you boast about, into something you share, something you use to uplift others, enhancing your relationships and enriching your life of others. Humility also fosters a continuous learning mindset. When you recognize that there's always more to learn, more to improve, and more to understand, you remain open to feedback, to new ideas, and to different perspectives. This openness prevents stagnation, keeps you agile, and ensures that you continue to grow, evolve, and improve, even in the face of success. Arrogance, on the other hand, closes you off, creating a false sense of mastery and ultimately hindering your potential for further growth. Letting your actions speak for themselves also cultivates trust and respect. People are naturally drawn to those who are authentic, genuine, and grounded, not to those who constantly boast about their accomplishments or seek attention. When you allow your work, your results, and your impact to speak for themselves, you earn respect organically through your actions, not through your words. This authenticity builds stronger relationships, fosters deeper connections, and creates a reputation that is built on substance, not just on superficial appearances. There's a subtle but powerful difference between sharing your success and showing off. Sharing is about inspiring others, offering insights, and celebrating collective achievement, while showing off is about seeking validation, demanding attention, and trying to elevate yourself at the expense of others. When you share your success, you create opportunities for others to learn, to grow, and to be inspired. You offer insights into your process. You acknowledge the support you received, and you celebrate the collective effort that contributed to your achievements. This approach fosters collaboration, encourages teamwork, and creates a culture of mutual support. Showing off, on the other hand, creates a sense of competition, breeds resentment, and ultimately isolates you from others. It's a subtle but significant distinction, one that defines not only how others perceive you, but also how you perceive yourself, your success, and your role in the world. Letting your actions speak for themselves also preserves your energy. Constant self-promotion, relentless boasting, and the need to constantly remind others of your accomplishments drains your focus, diverts your energy, and distracts you from what truly matters: your ongoing growth, your continuous improvement, and your ability to make a meaningful impact. When you focus on your work, on your actions, and on your results, you conserve your energy, allowing you to dedicate it to what truly matters. This approach not only enhances your productivity, but also creates a sense of inner peace, a quiet confidence that comes from knowing that your actions speak for themselves. You don't need to constantly remind others of your value. Your actions demonstrate it. There's also a profound sense of freedom that comes from letting your actions speak for themselves. You're no longer bound by the need to impress others, to seek their approval, or to live up to their expectations. You're free to focus on your own journey, to pursue your own goals, and to define success on your own terms. This independence empowers you to take risks, to explore new possibilities, and to pursue your passions without the fear of judgment or the pressure to perform. It's a quiet strength that radiates outward, inspiring others to embrace their own authenticity, to pursue their own paths, and to define their own versions of success. Letting your actions speak for themselves also fosters a sense of gratitude. When you focus on your work, on your impact, and on the positive difference you're making, you naturally cultivate a sense of appreciation for the opportunities, the support, and the circumstances that have contributed to your success. This gratitude creates a positive feedback loop, attracting more opportunities, more support, and more positive circumstances into your life. It transforms success from something you cling to, something you guard jealously, into something you share, something you use to uplift others, and something you use to create a ripple effect of positivity in the world. There's also a subtle but powerful form of influence that comes from letting your actions speak for themselves. When you lead by example, when you demonstrate your values through your behavior, and when you let your results speak for themselves, you inspire others to do the same. This influence is far more impactful, more authentic, and more sustainable than any amount of rhetoric, any amount of persuasion, or any amount of self-promotion. People are naturally drawn to those who are genuine, who are authentic, and who walk their talk. This is leadership at its most potent, its most profound, and its most lasting. Letting your actions speak for themselves also cultivates a sense of inner peace. When you're not constantly seeking external validation, when you're not constantly trying to impress others, and when you're not constantly comparing yourself to others, you create a sense of calm, a sense of contentment, and a sense of inner peace. This peace allows you to focus on your journey, to appreciate the process, and to find fulfillment in the effort itself. It's a quiet strength that radiates outward, influencing the way you interact with the world, the way you approach challenges, and the way the world responds to you. As you move forward on your journey, remember that true success is not about what you say, but about what you do. It's not about seeking attention, but about creating impact. It's not about boasting, but about inspiring. Let your actions speak for themselves, and you'll find that your success not only lasts longer, but also becomes more meaningful, more fulfilling, and more impactful. Carry this principle with you as we explore the final layer of mastery. Cultivating a mindset of continuous growth. Letting your actions speak for themselves cultivates humility, fosters authenticity, and preserves your energy, allowing you to focus on what truly matters: your ongoing growth, your continuous improvement, and your ability to make a meaningful impact. But success, achievement, and accomplishment are not endpoints. They are milestones on a journey of continuous growth, a journey of lifelong learning, and a journey of relentless self-improvement. The final and perhaps most crucial layer of self-mastery is cultivating a mindset of continuous growth, a mindset that embraces challenges, seeks feedback, and views every experience as an opportunity to learn, to evolve, and to become a better version of yourself. This mindset is not about achieving perfection, but about pursuing progress, about embracing the process, and about finding joy in the journey of growth itself. A mindset of continuous growth begins with a fundamental belief in your own potential, a belief that your abilities, your skills, and your intelligence are not fixed, but rather malleable, adaptable, and capable of being developed through effort, through practice, and through perseverance. This belief, often referred to as a growth mindset, empowers you to embrace challenges, to view setbacks as opportunities for learning, and to persist in the face of adversity. It's the foundation upon which all other aspects of self-mastery are built, the driving force behind your relentless pursuit of growth, and the key to unlocking your full potential. Challenges are not obstacles to be avoided, but opportunities to be embraced. They are the crucibles in which your skills are honed, your resilience is strengthened, and your character is forged. A growth mindset encourages you to seek out challenges, to push yourself beyond your comfort zone, and to view every difficulty as an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to improve. This approach not only accelerates your development, but also transforms your relationship with challenges, turning them from sources of fear and anxiety into sources of inspiration and motivation. Feedback is not criticism to be feared, but information to be valued. It's a mirror that reflects your strengths, your weaknesses, and your areas for improvement. A growth mindset encourages you to seek out feedback, to listen attentively, and to use it as a tool for growth. This approach not only enhances your self-awareness, but also accelerates your learning, allowing you to identify blind spots, to correct course, and to continuously improve. Every experience, every interaction, and every moment is an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to evolve. A growth mindset encourages you to be curious, to be open-minded, and to be a lifelong learner. This approach not only broadens your knowledge, but also deepens your understanding, allowing you to connect ideas in new and innovative ways, to see patterns that others miss, and to approach challenges with greater creativity and resourcefulness. The journey of continuous growth is not about achieving a destination, but about embracing a process. It's about finding joy in the effort, satisfaction in the progress, and fulfillment in the journey itself. A growth mindset encourages you to focus on the process, to celebrate small wins, and to appreciate the incremental progress you make along the way. This approach not only enhances your motivation, but also creates a sense of momentum, propelling you forward on your journey of growth. Continuous growth is not just about improving your skills or your knowledge, it's also about cultivating your character. It's about developing resilience, integrity, and compassion. A growth mindset encourages you to reflect on your values, to align your actions with your principles, and to strive to become a better person, not just a better performer. This approach not only enhances your inner strength, but also deepens your relationships, allowing you to connect with others on a more authentic and meaningful level. The power of continuous growth extends beyond your personal development. It also impacts the world around you. When you cultivate a mindset of growth, you inspire others to do the same. You create a ripple effect of positivity, encouraging those around you to embrace challenges, to seek feedback, and to pursue their own journeys of growth. This influence is far more impactful, more authentic, and more sustainable than any amount of rhetoric, any amount of persuasion, or any amount of self-promotion. As you move forward on your journey, remember that the pursuit of continuous growth is not a destination, but a way of life. It's about embracing challenges, seeking feedback, and viewing every experience as an opportunity to learn, to evolve, and to become a better version of yourself. It's about finding joy in the journey, satisfaction in the progress, and fulfillment in the effort itself. This mindset of continuous growth is the culmination of all the principles we've explored: the power of silence, the strength of solitude, the protection of your dreams, and the authenticity of letting your actions speak for themselves. It's the unifying thread that weaves them together, creating a tapestry of self-mastery that empowers you to navigate life's challenges with grace, to connect with others authentically, and to create a life of purpose, meaning, and fulfillment. Embracing the growth mindset means understanding that failure is not an endpoint, but a stepping stone. It's a source of valuable information, a catalyst for adaptation, and an opportunity to refine your approach. When you view setbacks as temporary, as feedback, and as opportunities to improve, you develop resilience, you cultivate perseverance, and you unlock your potential for growth. This mindset also encourages you to be proactive about your learning. Don't wait for opportunities to come to you. Seek them out. Read widely, explore new subjects, and engage in activities that challenge your thinking and expand your horizons. This proactive approach to learning not only enhances your knowledge and skills, but also keeps your mind sharp, your curiosity alive, and your passion for growth ignited. Continuous growth also involves cultivating self-compassion. Be kind to yourself, acknowledge your efforts, and celebrate your progress, no matter how small. Recognize that growth is a process, not a race, and that setbacks are a natural part of the journey. This self-compassion creates a safe space for you to experiment, to take risks, and to learn from your mistakes without fear of judgment or self-criticism. Another critical aspect of continuous growth is surrounding yourself with people who inspire you, who challenge you, and who support your growth. Seek out mentors, join communities of like-minded individuals, and build relationships with people who are committed to their own growth and who encourage you to pursue yours. These relationships provide valuable support, offer diverse perspectives, and create a network of encouragement that fuels your journey. Continuous growth also requires a commitment to self-reflection. Regularly take time to assess your progress, to evaluate your strategies, and to identify areas for improvement. Journaling, meditation, and quiet contemplation can be powerful tools for self-reflection, allowing you to gain clarity, to uncover insights, and to realign your actions with your values. The journey of continuous growth is not always easy. It requires discipline, perseverance, and a willingness to step outside of your comfort zone. But the rewards are immeasurable: greater self-awareness, deeper fulfillment, and a life lived with purpose and intention. As you embark on this journey, remember that the goal is not to become perfect, but to become better. It's about embracing your imperfections, celebrating your progress, and finding joy in the ongoing process of growth. It's about cultivating a mindset that empowers you to navigate life's challenges with grace, to connect with others authentically, and to create a life that is truly meaningful and fulfilling. The principles of silence, solitude, protecting your dreams, letting actions speak, and continuous growth are not just abstract concepts. They are practical tools that you can use to transform your life. They are the keys to unlocking your inner power, to cultivating resilience, and to creating a life that is aligned with your values, your purpose, and your deepest aspirations. In a world that is constantly changing, constantly demanding, and constantly distracting, these principles offer a pathway to clarity, to focus, and to inner peace. They empower you to rise above the noise, to cultivate inner strength, and to live a life that is truly your own. As you move forward, remember that the journey of self-mastery is a lifelong pursuit. It's a continuous process of learning, growing, and evolving. Embrace the journey, trust the process, and never stop striving to become the best version of yourself. In the tapestry of existence, where the threads of chaos and clamor often dominate the weave, the principles we've unveiled offer a sanctuary of serenity, a fortress of inner strength, and a beacon of profound purpose. We've journeyed through the realms of silence and solitude, discovered the power of guarded dreams, witnessed the eloquence of action, and embraced the boundless potential of continuous growth. This is not merely a collection of strategies or a set of techniques. It is a philosophy, a way of being that transcends the transient and anchors us in the enduring. We've explored the profound art of silence, not as a mere absence of sound, but as a deliberate and potent force. It is the crucible where understanding is forged, where the subtle nuances of human interaction are revealed, and where the inner voice of wisdom is amplified. In a world saturated with noise, silence becomes a rare and precious commodity, a sanctuary where clarity emerges and genuine connection thrives. It is the language of presence, the unspoken dialogue that transcends the limitations of words. Solitude, often misunderstood as isolation, emerges as a vital wellspring of self-discovery. It is the space where we reconnect with our authentic selves, where we sift through the layers of external influence and rediscover our core values. It is the forge where resilience is tempered, where creativity is ignited, and where the compass of our purpose is recalibrated. In the quietude of solitude, we learn to listen to the whispers of our intuition, to discern the subtle promptings of our hearts, and to chart a course that aligns with our deepest aspirations. The act of guarding our dreams, of shielding them from the corrosive winds of doubt and negativity, is an act of profound self-preservation. It is the recognition that our aspirations are sacred, that they are the seeds of our potential, and that they deserve to be nurtured with unwavering devotion. It is not about secrecy for its own sake, but about safeguarding the fragile spark of inspiration, allowing it to grow into a radiant flame that illuminates our path. We learn to discern who deserves to share our vision, and we cultivate the inner strength to pursue our goals with unwavering focus, regardless of external validation. Letting our actions speak for themselves is the embodiment of integrity, the outward manifestation of our inner strength. It is the recognition that true success is not measured by the volume of our words, but by the substance of our deeds. It is the quiet confidence that radiates from a life lived with purpose and authenticity. It is the understanding that our impact on the world is determined not by what we say, but by what we do, by the positive difference we make in the lives of others. And at the heart of it all lies the unwavering commitment to continuous growth, the understanding that life is a journey of perpetual evolution, a symphony of learning and becoming. It is the embrace of challenges as opportunities for transformation, the cultivation of resilience in the face of adversity, and the unwavering belief in our capacity to evolve. It is the recognition that our potential is not a fixed quantity, but an ever-expanding horizon, a boundless realm of possibility. These principles, when woven together, create a powerful framework for navigating the complexities of life. They offer a pathway to inner peace, a compass for purposeful action, and a foundation for lasting fulfillment. They empower us to rise above the noise, to cultivate inner strength, and to live a life that is truly our own. But this journey of self-mastery is not a linear progression, a checklist to be completed. It is an ongoing process, a continuous cycle of learning, adapting, and evolving. It is a dance between stillness and action, between introspection and engagement, between solitude and connection. It is a lifelong commitment to becoming the best version of ourselves. The world will continue to bombard us with distractions, with opinions, and with demands. It will test our resolve, challenge our beliefs, and attempt to divert us from our path. But armed with the principles we've explored, we are equipped to navigate these challenges with grace, with resilience, and with unwavering purpose. We are empowered to create a life that is not merely reactive, but proactive, not merely driven by external forces, but guided by our inner compass. This journey is not about achieving perfection, but about embracing progress. It is about celebrating the small victories, learning from the inevitable setbacks, and finding joy in the ongoing process of growth. It is about cultivating self-compassion, recognizing that we are all works in progress and that our imperfections are not flaws, but opportunities for growth. As we move forward, let us remember that the true measure of our success is not found in the accolades we receive, but in the character we cultivate. It is not found in the possessions we accumulate, but in the lives we touch. It is not found in the power we wield, but in the positive impact we create. Let us embrace the power of silence, the strength of solitude, the protection of our dreams, the eloquence of action, and the boundless potential of continuous growth. Let us cultivate a life that is aligned with our values, driven by our purpose and filled with meaning. And let us remember that the journey of self-mastery is not a destination, but a lifelong adventure, a continuous unfolding of our potential, a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit. And as you incorporate these concepts into your life, remember that true mastery is a journey, not a destination. Allow yourself to be a student of your own life, always open to learning and adapting. This is not about striving for an unattainable ideal, but about celebrating the progress you make each day. It's about finding joy in the process of becoming and recognizing that the greatest reward lies not in reaching a final destination, but in the transformation that occurs along the way. Your journey is unique, your path is your own, and the power to create a life of purpose and fulfillment resides within you.